Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alice from Beijing. I'm so glad to meet you and I Can Act Talks this Friday. Connect the world and the universe. This is I Can Act Talks. Every Friday, we have the speakers from the worldwide and to deliver the latest result and to share the technique with the whole world. So yeah, time fly. Since April 17th, we start the first session of I Can Act Talks. John Rogers and Tony Huang get on the stage that week. So now it's already 10 weeks. This was the 10th week of I Can Act Talks. We already have 21 speakers on the stage and all of them do very wonderful job. And all of them provided the very excellent talks, and every week we have a team to student volunteer team to write for the technical report for all these speakers. Yeah, so already 21. Now today we're going to have more because you see on these pictures. Actually, we're so proud. I Can Act Talk in last 2 months. 10 weeks. We attract many more attentions. Till now, as we already have every week more than 300K audience on site, and totally is really a big numbers. No one can imagine before at the very beginning of this I Can Act Talks. So now, we have all this bunch of the excellent candidates on the stage. They will going to deliver the talks weeks and weeks. So since I Can Act Talks will be continue, for long term, to give you this online science talks. Our target and our mission, our vision is to make science as a fashion, to make scientists as a superstar. I think I like these ideas. I try to, send this message or deliver this message to the audience and to the public in this special time period. We even, realize that we must focus on science and technology. We must get all the young generations moving to this trend, to do a lot of work in science and technology. This can save the world. This can build the world. And this also can connect the whole world widely and connect the whole world rightly. So on I Can Act Talks, we will continue for this wonderful science and technology talks. And this week, you will see we have 2 speakers from Singapore. All of them are big names, Xiaodong Chen and C.T. Lim. We have the Ghost Hester as a whole, Wei Gao. You already see him last week. And today, we will talk about Smart System 4.0 from electric scheme to health monitoring. And everyone was talk about this in these days. And everyone is talk about how to get the science and technology really to save the people, to get help the people. So today the story will be started from Xiaodong Chen. So Xiaodong was the president chair professor, at the Nanyang Technical University, and he is very famous. If you don't, met him face to face, but you must read his papers. You must cite his papers because Xiaodong write more than how many hundred papers. Actually, my group was citing your papers, the radio papers almost every week. We really continues to study with you. And so Xiaodong today will give us a story is fantastic. The title, Artificial Skin Perceptions Toward Sensor 4.0. We all know Industry 4.0. Now comes to the smart system, the smart sensors 4.0. Xiaodong, the stage is yours. The word is yours. Please.
Okay, thanks. Let me share the screen. Can you see now full screen already?
Okay. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Now, thank you very much, Alice. I really appreciate very much for your kind invitation and also the nice introduction. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and for those in US and in Europe, good morning and also good afternoon. It's really my great honor, also pleasure to be here in this particular time, at least give a talk in I Can Act Talks. I particularly like the vision of the talk series, connect the world and the universe. So in fact, I'm also very pleasure to be here, for tonight. I have very good, friend and also mentor, C.T. Lin. I know him more than 11 years since I first time to be in Singapore. He really gave me a lot of advice, and also we collaborate together, more than 10 papers. And also pleasure with Wei Gao, in fact, he is really developing fantastic skin interface device. This is something one in the last few years is also part of a research focus. And today, today I will focus on a specific topic. In fact, we are thinking a lot, and also we try to do our best. The topic is artificial skin perception. So this is something my feeling is this is something the future could be for electronic skin. And all in addition, also I would like to share our insights on the sensor 4.0, which is the foundation of the industry 4.0, just now Alice mentioned already. So first of all, let's talk about sensor. So what is a sensor? In fact, you believe or not, in fact, sensor has become part of our life already. Whether you realize or not, for example, for this non-contact infrared thermometer, it can deliver accurate temperature readings for a certain distance. In fact, now you see, every day I came to office, I must went through this kind of measurement to ensure my temperature is kind of below requirement. Another one is also very common in our daily life is the wireless and the portable blood pressure monitor. It do help us to ensure we remain healthy to prevent the occurrence of the hypertension, stroke, or low pressure. Okay, so this is something about two daily common use this kind of sensor technology already. Now we go back to definition. What is really sensor, right? So this is something I really get from the Oxford English Dictionary. So it's device, sensor is a device which can detect and measures of physical properties upon external stimuli, such as heat, light, sound, pressure, motion, and so on. And then records, indicates, otherwise even responded. So this is something is kind of sensor definition. As a scientist, we not only curious about what is really the future, we must also know the history and also what's really the current status. So that's why let's give a short summary. What about sensor development? In fact, the most early sensor development, I really don't know when it will be, but I can trace back to 1,000 years ago. For example, Zhang Hen from Han Dynasty, he developed a semi-moscope in 132. So at that time, it's called Hofen Di Dong Yi. It is an equipment to detect earthquake for the first time. It's the first time recorded. It was really roughly able to tell you the direction where the earthquake happened. But unfortunately, it cannot give you any kind of time record or motion of earth shaking. So this is something more than close to 2,000 years ago already. Another example, go back to about 200 years ago. Pyrometer is a device to really measure the temperature, remote measure temperature far away from you, and the facility for extremely high temperature in the cleans, and also other kind of temperature, extreme temperature, you can really cannot touch it. And then these two are kind of sensor technology. They share one common part. It is convert to the signal or external stimuli into a mechanical readout, like this kind of seismoscope or this kind of parameter. It's a mechanical readout. In this case, they do not have recording, only detection capability. So I call it sensor 1.0. So with the development of the transducer technology, particularly in the last 18th, 19th centuries, electrical engineering have a greatest progress in that time. And then it's really enabled the sensor technology to convert information into the electrical readout and also with feedback, not only just recording, also feedback. So take example. So this is something I always call the first modern sensor. It's called electrical telethermoscope. It was developed by William Johnson from Wisconsin in 1883. At that time, he was a college professor. But at that time, he can find a way to control the room temperature because Wisconsin is very cold. So that's why he developed this kind of telethermoscope and then can regulate room temperature. This in 1883 to help people to control room temperature. Now today, Johnson's kind of technology have been widely used in our daily life, especially for office building, schools, hospital, hotels for room temperature control. Another example is the first transistor was developed by the colleagues from Bell Labs in 1947. So this is kind of a semiconductor device to amplify or stretch electrical signal. These are some people amplify signal. Today, the transistor is widely used in the sensor technology to amplify signal. It means it can improve its sensitivity. So this is something one is developed in the sensor 2.0, which I call sensor 2.0. It's more because electricity, the popular usage of electricity. In the latest 1960s, the chip technology have tremendous progress, especially the size, the speed of capacity of the integrated circuits have progressed enormously, driven by the technology development, especially the number of chips in one chip is a significant improvement. Now, a modern chip may have many billions of the transistors in one area, only have this kind of fingernail size. This advancement can make our computer much fast, more thousands fast than the device developed in 1970s, and also millions of times of capacity compared with 1970s. So this is can consider as the sensor 3.0, where the sensor technology more aiming for integration. Like multiple sensors come together, and then with the system integration, with compensation and the communication. Take example for smartphone. There are a lot of this kind of sensor. For example, touch sensor, force, proximity sensor, accelerometers, gyroscope, compass, and so on. And also on smartphone, there are more than 2 billion this kind of GPUs. So this is something one really kind of fantastic development at the integration stage. Now, every day, daily, we must use these kind of sensors. However, looking forward, we're also looking for something more beyond is because the advancement of data science and AI technology. So this is something one looking at this kind of function of this device can be used to control and to have value added in this kind of production. So in this case, this sensor called smart and also interneted. So this kind of smart internet sensor provides service with a network using information. And then this is something one is kind of prerequisite for this so-called cyber physical system. This is something we mentioned already. It's kind of Industry 4.0, the key points. Now, this kind of sensors will enable new operating models for users, device, manufacturer, service provider, and so on. Now the question is how we can develop a better device. Like this kind of smart internet. In fact, we talk a lot of this kind of internet of things, right? So the people, okay, sensor 4.0, just internet of things, putting all things together. But in fact, it's not true because we must learn from human. So I say it's kind of human-centered. Now, so far, for human, we know a lot already, but brain still far away from the understanding. As Robert Stevenson, so this guy is a Scottish novelist and travel writer in 19th century. He mentioned already, life is a permanent possibility of sensation. So what it means, if we learn more from human, then we can learn more about sensation. But in fact, true, right? For human, we have 5 senses, we know already. Touch, sight, hearing, smell, taste. So this is something about all kind of basic 5 senses. In general, the sensing organs associated with each sense, whatever is kind of taste or smell, whatever, send information to a brain to help us to understand and perceive the world around us. So this is something about five sense in humans. We all know already we cannot lose one of the sense, right? So this is something very important. Now the question is how it works. In humans, all these five senses are managed by the central nervous systems, consisting of the spinal cord and the brain. So this is serving as center of the body functions. So the brain is the kind of central, right, in the nervous system. And among them, the sensory nerve system, okay, so here normally have two systems, sensory nerve pathway and also the motor nerve pathway. Today we may talk about sensory nerve pathway. For sensory nerve pathway is responsible for the sensory information processed in humans, including two parts. One is sensation, another one is perception, which are separate but closely related. So what is sensation? Sensation is a process which sensory receptors and the nerve system respond information from stimuli. In simple way, it's an input. It's an input about the physical world, whether it's hot, it's warm, it's or even kind of cold. This is a kind of stimuli. And then through the action potential, they can really transfer to this kind of spinal cord or brain for further process. This was called perception. Perception is a process to organizing and interpreting the sensory information, enable us to really recognize the meaningful objects or even events. It's a process to select, to organize, to interpret this kind of sensation information. So this is something one I want to distinguish. Sensation, perception are two different processes, but closely related. In fact, human skin is really the kind of largest extensive sense organ in mammals. You cannot believe for humans, the total area is 2 meters square. This is something huge. It's kind of a sensor network exposed to environmental. Normally, for skin, there are three kinds of functions: sensation, regulation, protection. But of course, today we are more interested about sensation parts. So how the skin works for sensation? Skin contains this kind of variety of nerve network, widely distributed within the epidermis, dermis, or hypodermis. So this is something about the nature, how it looks like. And then this kind of sensory receptor, they can react with hot, cold, touch, pressure, even tissue injury. So this is a function of this kind of center. And of course, there's also another function for skin can help with the non-verbal communication, right? For example, the face expression is a result of this kind of muscle pulling on the skin of the face. And then that's why, for me or for us, a lot of scientists are really interested. Such a simple organ exposed to remember how it works. Can we mimic it? The function of skin can potentially use a lot of application, whether healthcare, social robotics, or even other kind of, even maybe in finance and so on, could be fintech and so on, potentially. So that's why this has become a kind of important area. It's called so-called electronic skin. It's kind of a connection of function of mimic the function of skin with this kind of electronic device together. Electronic skin is kind of emerging field. In fact, now we know already. It's really the emerging field leading by Professor John Rogers from Northwestern, Professor Zhenan Bao from Stanford, Professor Takao Somiya from University of Tokyo, and also in fact Yonggang Huang from Northwestern also did a lot of this kind of modern work to help understand how have a better performance in electron skin. And recently, a lot of development, but they mostly focus on a few areas. First one is kind of try to improve sensing capability. For example, to increase sensitivity, stretchability, conformable, all the long-term usage. So this is more about sensing capability. Another one is to try to be non-invasive application. It's more built for this user-friendly detection interface. People always worry about invasive. So that's why electron skin potentially how the performance for this kind of non-invasive performance. And also manufacturing of a new function. We know already skin have this kind of self-healing capability. So this is something one Zhenan did a lot of work, how to develop materials applied to e-skin, have this kind of self-healing capabilities. And also John and so on also developed a hardware system to really manufacture a device with the multiple function. And the last part will be this kind of system integration, really have capability not only can detect, also this kind of data transmission with a power supply for this kind of sweat analysis, processes, and health care. So this is something the current e-skin development, a lot of work already. But there still remain many challenges. For example, we know already as a human, we have really essential element is intelligence. So before all this kind of development, there still remain questions to intelligence. For example, self-feedback, interactive, and also learning capabilities. For example, right, if one surface is really hot, beginning we feel it hot, the second time we will not touch again. But the current electronic scheme do not have such capability. It means have a self-feedback and also learning capability. So this is something one give us the further think. How can we develop artificial skin? Not only with this kind of sensation capability, it's more mimic, emulation. Can we do beyond the skin? For example, perception. Okay, of course, in this case, we really draw a cartoon. You see, have a sensing layer, perception layer, also a capability layer. This is something potentially be artificial skin, how it look like. The kind of one thin film device, but it all has kind of sensing and our perception capabilities. But of course, this one, you need to couple with a lot of this kind of sensing, feedback, and also other technology. Then will secretly enhance the development of this next generation soft electronics device with a low latency and also energy efficient. This is also something very important. So today I'm going to share with you our development in this direction, artificial skin perception, how to go beyond human skin. I'll just share with you with a 3 story, cover conformable sensors, artificial sensory nerves, and multimodal data fusion. This is something one in myself I feel is important. In fact, it starts from materials device, the kind of device integration with feedback, and also processing. So this is something one kind of a sequential. So let's talk about conformable sensors. The first modern sensor, developed by 1883, have a feedback capability already, just as I mentioned already. This one can be used for temperature control. But we all know already. In fact, this development is kind of fantastic. You know, this is something one was developed by William Johnson in 1883. And after that, he decided to leave a job, start his own company. Now today, this company called Johnson Controls. More than 10,000 employees, more than 10 years, 100 years, still exists. And then this kind of conventional device have this kind of rigid, planar, of course, easy to brittle, right? For example, you have a smartphone. Anyone can really kind of make a smartphone. It's bend, stretchable. You can really slow anyone you want, right? Impossible, because this is something the current device, we have this problem. So we are looking forward. Can we have more beyond? So we call conformable sensors. So they have 3 kind of capabilities. The conformable sensors, first one are stretchable, have a mechanical strength tolerance. It means device can be stretched. The second one is reliable interface between electrode with the tissue. The last one is endurable. It means under dynamic state, the device can go work well. This is from my friend Dayong. Dayong, in fact, outlined in 2016 from Advanced Material paper. He really outlined which kind of conformable sensor can be used as kind of different kind of sensor interface from the heart monitoring, brain monitoring, even this kind of how to get this kind of vital sign sensing, and then connect with outside for this kind of e-health care and so on. So this is something one, if people just in this field, I recommend you read these papers. And this is something one of the characteristics of conformable sensors. If I talk about conformable sensor importance, you must divide this kind of stretchable and flexible electrodes. So here I really summarize a few kind of development. This is from Zhenan's group. They develop intrinsic materials, mostly based on organic polymers, conduct polymers. Try to this kind of stretchable without this kind of easy brittle and so on. So this is something developed by John Rogers' group. It's called suspending structure. It's more this kind of, their first bring this kind of ribbon structure. It's kind of the silicon ribbon. It's kind of inorganic materials and try to be bent, can stretch, and it can be linear, but without this continuous conductivities. And all other approaches like a pre-strand structure, crack-based structure, and so on. So this is something if people can refer all these kind of papers. But regardless how developed, for this kind of conformable sensors, the most challenging is so-called mechanically mismatched interface. We all know already for skin, normally it's about 10 kilopascal to megapascal. But a lot of materials, inorganic materials, always kind of gigapascal. So this is kind of mechanical mismatch. And that's why in following talk I will share with you, we use a lot of PDMS. Why? PDMS have really close ENS module as a scheme to really try to as close as this kind of to resolve this kind of mismatch issue of the mechanical problem. And why is mechanical mismatch a big issue? Example, for device is too rigid. You really cannot conformal contact with your skin, and then have a gap there. So this is something that one will reduce the sensitivity, obviously. Another problem is if a device is too rigid, but skin can be stretched. So you can see once the skin stretched, device will peel off. So this is something one is very common. Let's take one movie. So this also can give you ideas. What's the mechanical mismatch? This is metal, is gold. We deposit on top of this kind of polymers. But I can see I just use a Scotch tape. I can easily peel off. So this is something one a big problem. And then we start from fundamental science part. In fact, for the physical chemistry, they tell us already, you want to have these two materials, it's not easy to speed off, or it must be close together. You must have this so-called adhesion energy large enough. So this is something one called JKR adhesion theory. You want to increase adhesion force, must have a larger contact surface. So that's why we try to make these two materials more close contact. So that's what we call mechanical interlocking model. We do have work a few years ago, using this kind of gold film, but with this kind of nanopowers, can really embed in the PDMS. And we found the mechanical interlocking really enhanced adhesion more than 10 times. It's kind of pretty stable. Unfortunately, this approach, although it works well, but not accepted by industry. No one will take this kind of approach for larger scale fabrication, although we publish work. But this also put us for the think about what can do more. We know already, for metal deposition, normally use e-beam deposition or thermal vibration and so on. The film on the surface is kind of two-dimensional growth. It's metal deposit on this kind of surface growth and get a continual film. So this is something one is widely used this kind in semiconductor technology already. We know already these two materials, metal with the solid state silicon substrate, for example, you cannot embed only about few angstrom, less than 1 nanometer, can really integrate inside. In this case, that's what just now said, easy to peel off. Now the question is, how can we do even simple approach to really use, I previously mentioned about mechanical interlocking to enhance this adhesion between two materials. A lot of people know already, right? I mean, especially for Shandong province, Shandong pancake, Shandong 吊炉烧饼. Well, how this materials, this烧饼or pancake was prepared? Very simple. Flour mixed with water to prepare dough. This is always about a bit of fruity state, but solid enough. And then attach on the bottom of this kind of pan for further solidating with this kind of suitable temperature. So this is something one you can try. In fact, I do try this one before, very tasteful. And then this inspire us. We don't use this kind of solid state anymore. Can we just use a fluid state? But of course, can be processable. So it means I don't need to use a full fluids, but you can use this so-called semi-pure substrate, semi-pure, for example, polymer, semi-pure polymer. It means in PDMS, for example, this is a polymer. There are some monomer inside, and also a polymer associated. In this case, during the thermal deposition, the metal can diffuse inside. For the previous one, for the Shandong pancake, why it can be solidated because I have the thermal radiation. The similar case in thermal evaporation, they also have this kind of thermal radiation. It's kind of thermal energy radiates from this kind of fire. If you're in a lab, you know already, thermal radiation is also happening in this kind of thermal evaporator. When the metal will evaporate from gas, they deposit on the substrate, you always wait there for about half hour. So then this is something when I was a student, I really don't like this. After you finish experiment, you have to wait there for a while. The system will cool down and open the chamber to get your substrates. So that's why, inspired from here, it will come out new design. It's okay. We still have thermal radiation, but we like it. So here we call thermal radiation assisted metal encapsulation, called trap. So how it works? So this is metal. It's a gold source. We can use the heat from solid state to gas state, and then it can deposit on this kind of PDMS. But this PDMS is half Q, still has some monomer. So when the metal reaches the surface, metal will diffuse inside, and then use this kind of thermal radiation to further polymerize, and then surround the encapsulated metals embed in this kind of substrate. And then after a while, all this kind of polymer will fully polymerize, and then metal will continue glows on the surface. So this is something how we can make this kind of novel and also unusual this kind of stretchable conductors. Let's see how it looks like. So this is something it's gold, but this is gold. It's not normal gold. It can be stretched, can be bent, can be flexed, can be stretched, and so on. So this is something is very unusual method. So we call trap. Metal was trapped in the PDMS. And you'll see the back layer. The back layer is gold, is black color. Do you know what's black color? It's not carbon, it's a gold particle. Because the gold nanoparticle will aggregate together because of surface resonance. Then the band will redshift, and then more contact will become black color. So this is how it works. For this kind of approach, we develop is kind of very stable. You can see for this one, this is gold on silicon on the glass. You can see EGP off. This on fully polymerized PDMS. It also gold EGP off. But this our materials is trap. You can see we put our scotch and tape on top, try to peel off. The metal still adhere there very conformably. Also remain very good conductivity. So this is something we develop. Now look at surface, how surface looks like. So this is something the front surface is gold color. So it means continual gold particle aggregate. You can see here, this gold film, continual gold color. Okay, make sure it's conductive. And then back one is black color. Why? Because this gold particle encapsulated by PDMS form composite aggregate together. So this is something have this kind of structure there. And unfortunately, because it can be stretched, can be flexible. So that's why the surface is not uniform anymore. It's really like this kind of skin, have a lot of wrinkles there. Because it's kind of wrinkle, then the material can be stretched. Okay, of course, that's why we also use a lot of application. If people interested can read paper. But now we're facing another problem is for this kind of gold PDMS trap film, it's easy to break. It's more like a paper, right? So one paper have one break, one is kind of crack there. So you just apply a small kind of force can make this kind of crack migrate. Like a gold PDMS, also similar. This have migrate. You can see from 5% crack here, 40% immediately break already. So that's something potentially give us a lot of problem if we go for this kind of stretchable, flexible, integrated device. You don't have a device easy to break, right? Especially for our skin. The skin has about 70% stretchability. It means you need about 70% ensure the device still function well. And also in other kind of organs, they even require more than 200% stretchability. So that's why, how can we really prepare anti-tearing electrodes? This also give our challenges. And then this is something we know already. This is related to fracture toughness. The higher fracture toughness, you will have less headache about this kind of crack migration issue. And this kind of fracture toughness is related to this kind of strength applied, crack length, and the model, and so on. 2 years ago, we worked with Zhenan groups. Her group developed supermolecular polymers. So for this kind of supermolecular polymers, these supermolecular polymers particularly have two components. One is this kind of soft polymer chains. This one is enable highly stretchable, and also have this kind of hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen bond is reversible, portable hydrogen bonding. It offers this kind of high toughness. Because these two come together, these supermolecular polymers have huge stretchability and also severe healing capability. The stretchability can almost go to 170 times compared with the original size. And then we can see from this kind of fracture toughness, this PDMS is kind of polymer we normally use. The fracture toughness is less than 100. So that's no wondering the PDMS easily break. But for these super polymers, they have this kind of huge fracture energy toughness. It's more than 30,000 joule per meter square. So this is something of a capability for us to develop anti-tearing electrodes. So how it looks like. Now, first polymer, then we use our trap method to thermal preparation of gold on this kind of super polymers. We get this kind of electrodes. These electrodes have a retained conductivity and also have high stretchability. Now we cut it. We purposely cut it. You can see we cut it, but the crack will not migrate. So this something one really give us a lot of this kind of encouragement for us to develop this anti-tearing electrodes, especially for this kind of dynamic, this kind of motion monitoring. In fact, in this paper, we demonstration for this kind of electrodes to use in vivo and in vitro measurement of this kind of EMG signal. If people are interested, you can refer to this paper. And this trap method also can, not only this kind of film, also can really use printing, combined with printing, can print this kind of electrodes, have capabilities. But for skin interface device, still remain many challenges. In fact, we got recently just published a paper, really summarize the progress and also issues related to the skin interface device. So this is a very nice kind of summary. People, just beginning of field, you can really refer this kind of papers. And then for this kind of skin interface device, not only mentioned just a stretchability issue, they also have reliability issue, biocompatibility issue, and also durability issue. So something one, because time limit, I will not mention too many. I just give you a quick update what we've done already. For example, which is the silk. Silk is kind of FDA-approved biomaterials. It will be more bio-friendly materials we can use. But for silk, have issues about Young's module is gigapascal. We must lower down to megapascal. Recently, we developed the so-called plasticized silk protein. This is used as substrate. We can really build this kind of stretchable, on-skin stretchable electrodes used for different kind of application. If people can refer these two papers. One is review, one is research articles. Also push a lot of effort for developing this kind of durable and evaporate resistant sensors for stretchy conditions, especially in Singapore. This is a really big issue, right? I mean, Singapore is kind of high temperature or humid condition. And then for conventional electrodes, commercial gel electrodes, you will get in like this one. This is a commercial gel electrodes. You get from this hospital in the market. If you want to measure this kind of like ECG or EEG to measure this kind of electrophysiology measurement, you'll find after 30 minutes, you cannot get any data anymore because electrode cannot adhesive on the skin anymore. And then we develop our electrodes. It's called CAP. It's kind of conformable adhesive polymer electrodes. So this is something one have a durability, soft derivation. You can see after more than one and a half hour, almost we running for 2 hours, it's still running well. I still have a reliable sensitivity there. So this is something one is really kind of, I would say, very important development. Not only this one, we can also develop this kind of electrodes with attach our skin for this kind of continual running, right? Have this kind of, because skin always is kind of evaporation, right? It's the kind of liquid electrode. If you use normal method electrode, you can see a beginning temperature is about 32 degrees. After 2 hours running, use gold electrode or this kind of commercial electrodes, the skin temperature dramatically increase. But this electrodes is our electrodes, really solve issue about evaporative resistance issue. Not only that, you also can put electrodes on skin, jump into swimming pool, okay, to really solve issue about aquatic monitoring. So this is something today is very important. So that's why we develop device coupled with adhesive. Make sure the electrodes this underwater. This is something one I would say is very important, especially for swimming monitoring, underwater monitoring. This is something one people can really look for. And so this is something one we are still under development at this moment. So in all, flexible device had really a lot of development in the last few years. But the development still mostly in a lab. Still a lot of stuff, hard challenge to translate from lab to fab. So this is something I foresee is very big challenge. But you want to enable a successful of this kind of game-changing technology, we must bridge this gap. So for this gap, what I summarize, there are few 5 points we may address. First one, from standards, from fundamental research, from new engineering approach, coupled with artificial engineering, toward this kind of smart manufacturing, like digital manufacturing. So this is something one I really encourage more people to jump in this kind of materials manufacturing of flexible device. This really kind of enable our future. Now I went to another story, artificial sensory nerves. Before it's more about materials and also device. Now we want to go for even beyond already. Currently, a lot of this kind of device have this kind of sensation or perception capability, right? For this kind of smartwatch, they do have this kind of perception capability. But you feel interesting for this kind of device is closely work this kind of external processing units like a cloud. And then you only use this kind of time series, unstructured, redundant information you must send between this kind of device with this kind of cloud. So as a result, this is something called lowering this kind of process, right? Once every time you go to ask to cloud process, is lowering this kind of feedback. And also you will require high energy. Like sometimes you can really feel like for smartphone, you really keep running, you use more power to really drive it. So that's why all these issues to really slow the development of this kind of fast responsive, delay sensitive intelligent systems. This potentially is very important for the social robotics, also prosthetics, and so on. So that's why our artificial skin perception is aimed to overcome this kind of critical issues. So this is stated now. So what do we design? What do we want? We want to have this kind of device. Sensory data could be locally processed within this kind of skin interface device, locally processed. And then, of course, this is something one must attribute to the latest development in the edge computing and also the in-sensor computing technology development. So this is something why we can come out with this kind of idea. And of course, if we really need for a high level, we can go to cloud for this kind of, but in this case, with only little data. So this case, have this kind of device, have sensation and perception all in one with this kind of local processing, less data, and also fast response. In this case, will be less energy efficient in this kind of issue anymore. And with recent progress in the material science and engineering and so on, and then really people really can incorporate this kind of CMOS components in this kind of flexible, stretchable systems. And alternatively, people also try to use this kind of new computing device, like a memory system, synapse system, in this kind of stretchable device. Unlike this kind of conventional CMOS technology, this kind of device could be obtained using this kind of low-cost, large-scale fabrication. This is really compatible with this kind of e-skin fabrication, leading potential for homogeneous integration with the sensing component. So that's why we are more looking for this kind of normal computing device integration. For integration of CMOS with a subsystem, in fact, a lot of people have made a lot of development already. For example, we can make this kind of silicon materials as thinner as possible, then it can be flexible. As lower than 150 micrometer can be a bit kind of flexible already with this. And also, we can make this kind of device, CMOS device, smaller, and can integrate with this kind of largest kind of device integration already. So this is something one example developed by John Rogers was published in last year. They developed this kind of flexible wireless body sensors, including ECG, temperature, and also have antenna all in one, and coupled with kind of softening this kind of silicon substrates. This one last year used to monitor the newborn baby in this kind of intensive care units. Really draw a lot of attention. Yeah. So this is something more based on this kind of flexible CMOS device, and also use this kind of structure design, put the sensing and processing units together. So this people have done already. But however, there are a few challenges. First one, limit computing capabilities. Most we only can perform one or several step computation. And also the performance fabrication is still also remain challenging. The poor resistant tunability, state instability, and also have a device variation issues. This also will be bottleneck for this kind of commercial parts. And also immature systems, because our environment is compilation environmental, and it must interface with other kind of functional systems. So that's why in 4 years ago, we use this kind of skin-inspired haptic memory device. So this is something one we mimic, have a two function, haptic with memory device together. So this is something one, this kind of pressure sensor coupled with this kind of resistance switching. We can mimic this kind of haptic memory array here. So what means haptic memory array? It means once you touch, you remove the stimuli, I still can record information there. So this is something one we make it based on this kind of electrically reconfigured architectures. So take example, to demonstrate this kind of skin-like haptic memory, we built this kind of array device. Then we put a mold. So here I put a T as a mold. We put a T on top of this kind of device. And then I take away for this kind of device, you can see after 24 hours, the device signal still retain it. After 1 week, I still can retain it. And then we can easily reprogram it, reset, and then get another signal again. So it means this something one developed about 4 years ago. But this only memory. Can we have feedback system? For example, we know already reflex. They have involved this kind of local data processing, right? So reflex is kind of a neuron pathway to control reflex. In humans, most sensory neurons do not pass direct information to the brain. They always use this kind of so-called spinal cord to get information and then immediately reflect. In this case, have a fast response. And then this will become essential components. So that's why we are interested in whether we don't need to go to brain. We just use the spinal cord to process the signal and then have a feedback. So in this case, we mimic this kind of so-called somatic reflex arc. So this is something about the cooperation of signal, then processed by integration center, immediately have a feedback. In the artificial somatic reflex arc, so we have 3 component device: pressure sensor, stretch hold switching control units, and electrical chemical actuator. Let me talk about why we need this kind of stretch hold control units. We know already in the nature, there is this so-called all-in-one law. So in this, for example, we take some one strike applied to on the tendon, it must strong enough to trigger the knee-jerk reflex. The similar case for here. You only reach a certain threshold, then make this kind of accurate work. And the low force, there will no work. So this number one is important in the anti-reflex arc. So in this case, for device level, we have 3 parts components. First one, pressure sensor is composed of this kind of PDMS with GO, this kind of pressure. I'll use normal pressure sensors. Then another part is ZIV8. This ZIV8 have this kind of resist switching capabilities under certain voltage control. And then in this case, we use this kind of stretch hold control units to control on and off. Finally, we have this kind of electrical chemical actuator made by carbon tubes. It's kind of supercapacitor-like. Okay. The most challenge for this part, 3 components easy, but the most challenge is how to integrate the pressure sensor with the stretch hold units. Why? Because we know already, right? You want to make sure only small force, there's no feedback. Only about the pressure, about the certain stretch hold, there is kind of response. In this case, we seriously connect these 2 devices, pressure sensor with our stretch hole control units composed of Z8 films. So we find that at a low force below 1,000 Pascal, this is under this high resistance state. There's no pressure response. No high current. So in this case, it's below threshold until they reach to 1,000 Pascal. In this case, they reach to low resistance status. Now have two status. Then you can really treat this kind of device to operating. Then which one to treat is electrical chemical actuator. We connected. For this kind of actuator, without force, you can see the current for whole circuit current is only less than 10 to minus 9 angstrom, this kind of ampere. But once apply this kind of force, it's about 3,000 Pascal. Immediately, the whole device will switch on. So in this kind of circuit area, the current is about 1 milliampere. But in the action potential part, in the actuator area, in the component, the current can more than 100 milliampere. Then in this case, the ions can integrate into this kind of electrode, can make this kind of device on, switch on. Okay, so the means have this kind of very fast activation movement, very fast, less than a millisecond with low operating temperature. Let's give you a demo. So this is something about gentle pattern in low force. You can see the current very low, the pressure less than 1,000 Pascal. The whole device no response at all. But once with foam tapping, so in this case foam tapping, the pressure is more than 4 kilopascal. Immediately you can see this path must close already. Can really use this kind of force to control this actuator, to show this kind of grasping capability. Of course, furthermore, we also can not only with this kind of memoristic device, also can integrate with this kind of synaptic system with the skin perception. Why we use this kind of, this one in the end can use this kind of neural network for this kind of operating, for this kind of supervising. So this is something one we have done already. And then one system we use is kind of tactile perceptual learning to really mimic this kind of action and perception. So this kind of tactile perception is very often we know already. For example, for skin, right? So skin, with close eye, from skin feeling, we can know the surface is rough or smooth. Why? Because they have this kind of so-called artificial sensory neuron inside. Can really, with this kind of learning, you can know, oh, this surface is rough, this surface is smooth. The similar case for device, we also can mimic this one. Here we call artificial sensory neuron. So for sensory neuron, have this kind of receptor, axon, and synapse. And then for artificial, this kind of tactile perception learning, here we call new tap. There are three components: sensor, pressure sensor corresponding to the receptor, ionic cable corresponding to axon, synaptic transmitter corresponding to this kind of synapse, have one-to-one alignment. In this case, this device have this kind of capability, so-called parallel sensory signal processing. For example, we have three patterns here. This is surface, have this kind of curved surface. It's a flatter surface. In this case, we define this as a 1. This defines 0. And this will be 0, 1. This will be 1, 1. It means surface have two kind of pattern. Then we put our this kind of new tap device on this kind of finger. Then we can recall information. You can see for 1, 0 is this kind of black curve. For 0, 1 is this red curve. You can see, although the resistance is almost same, but the time series different. So that's why we have this kind of time series left. And then for 1, 1, you can see have two kind of a curve here. So this times one can immediately can tell us surface is which kind of pattern formation. Of course, we also work with this kind of supervised learning with AI technology together. We can really improve this kind of pattern recognition efficiency. People interested can refer these papers also. I would say this is kind of very emerging field in terms of artificial sensory neurons. And then in the list years, there's a lot of development, for example, from Zhenan Group, from this is from Lee, from Seoul National. So this is something called artificial afferent nerve. is simple. We can use a pressure sensor. This is they use organic rings oscillator, sinus transistors. One difference to our part is here they use this kind of organic ring oscillators, and then have this kind of capability. But of course, this kind of artificial, this kind of neural system still in early stage development. We need more young people to jump in. I would say this is something very exciting field. If you want to move forward this kind of prosthetics, robotics, even cyborg systems. Last part, the story I want to share with you is kind of multimodal data fusion. For previous two parts, I talk about sensor, a part of materials fabrication, and also I talk about this kind of how to make this kind of sensory nerves with this kind of spontaneous feedback without this kind of CPU, the so-called this kind of cloud calculation, this kind of calculation. And then for multiple model data fusion, it means how can the multiple data come together to analyze, can give you feedback. Let's take about example, human gesture. So for human gesture, normally, if you play this kind of movie, right? I mean, this kind of game, you always raise your hand. Okay, the sensor really can capture all this kind of human gesture immediately to start action. So this is something one use this kind of mathematical algorithm to interpret this kind of human motion according to this kind of image and the video. But it's not accurate enough yet. Now people start to develop this kind of plus video, which is kind of growth. This is kind of the strength sensor lab with EMG, with other kind of sensor fused together to have this kind of multiple data fusion to solve issue, to really increase this efficiency. And it is really multimodal data fusion, really show improvement, accuracy, efficiency. But there's still a few challenges. The challenge include data accuracy. For example, the data device is always bulky, rigid. You cannot really make people go outside, right? And also mixed data dimensionality. The data we record is always one-dimensional, time seriously, or discrete data. And then the data density, huge data. And this is, will be really issue, how can really have a new solution, use less data, but can really solve issue. This is so-called sparseness. Later we'll mention a bit. And also last one, the challenge is about environmental interference. For your background, the signal noise background is very complicated. And also lighting, right? It's just overexposure or even dark. This also lower the recognition efficiency. So last year, in the last few years, the skin-like this kind of device really so they can provide high quality data, right? This is, people can refer to the paper, talk about body net, how can really increase the kind of efficiency and also can be friendly in a wearable device for healthcare monitoring and so on. In the last year, so now we work together to develop this kind of stretchable passive text. We really can show, it really can, for this kind of various body network system. This is something that include heart rate, your breath rate, your arm movement, walking, and so on, all come together. But this is just data itself. Don't further process yet. So that's why, in fact, our human brain is kind of a multiple model fusion. You can see for this human brain, there are three parts here. This is blue part is about visual information for primary area and also for associate area. And for red area part is for somotory sensory, primary area and also associate area for processing. And then for this green part is kind of multiple sensory neuron areas come together for coupling. Okay, so this is something one in our brain we know already. Of course, this visual information, it comes from this kind of blue, okay, this green one, from this kind of eyes and so on. It can really get this kind of rich information, can process here. And then for here, it's kind of a magnetic somotory sensors, it's got a red color, and also can transmit to the sensory parts, and then come together, have feedback for action. So this is something one is kind of sensory processing hierarchy in our brain. Inspired from here, so we are thinking, why not we have this kind of networks, this kind of processing system? In fact, in the latest development in this kind of CNN, convolution neural network in AI, they really resemble the visual process in your brain. They can really processing an image classification and also automatically learn the architecture of spatial features, then extract the shift invariant features. So this is something well developed already by other peoples. Then we bring over together with our sensory stretchable skin-like device. For here, with this kind of somotory sensor from our skin-like device, we can get this data. From visual, we can from imaging, from imaging or from camera, we can get image data. And then with this kind of primary area and also association area, of course here, basically use this kind of CNN for processing. And then bring forward, you have this kind of sensors in this kind of green area, have this kind of processing, multiple sensor processing area. But here, we associate with the smartness function together to use less data, then we can get this kind of procession. So this is something we use. For the skin sensor parts, we use this kind of carbon tube, this kind of stretchable strength sensor. It's transparent, it's well used, and also the data is very stable. You can see from 5%, 25%, 70%. It's very responsive, and also for this kind of long-term loading, we're running for more than 10,000 cycles. Resistance still keep pretty stable. I just mentioned already, the background is also very challenging for this kind of current hand gesture recognition. So that's why we challenge ourselves, use different kind of background. You can see the background is very complicated. In front left, where this kind of human gesture, you can see this is our sense, so this kind of strength sensor, and with this kind of picture, 2 in 1 together for this kind of processing. So we get 3,000 samples. Each samples have 1 picture, it's visual information, plus this kind of strength sensor. For strength sensor, this kind of bending, we can, for this kind of different kind of fingers, have different kind of this kind of arrangement already. So in this case, we arrange for 10 different kind of gesture. You can see for 10 different kind of gesture, the same color come together, it means for belong to the same group. You can see always clustering. So this is something we use this kind of T-distributed stochastic neighbor embedding. So this is something it means the strength data can offer valuable clues for hand gesture recognition. Then in overall, this is how look at our this kind of BSV associated learning framework. So this is something conventional, this kind of convolution layer, CNN is well known already. Here we 5 layers, and then it's more for visual information. This is our strength sensor, because we can really recognize for different kind of this kind of features in this kind of gesture already. Then fully come together, and then use this kind of sparsely connect neural work, and then go for classification. You can see this is the BSV is our model. For individual one, the accuracy less than 90%. But if you couple it with other kind of fusion architectures, SVV, SVT, or SVM, so this is just different kind of this kind of fusion model. You can see our BSV is combined inspired somotor visual fusion have a best efficiency. And also, not only this kind of normal condition, under this kind of noisy background, you can see the background as noisy as possible. You can see our red, this is our data. Also, so high this kind of accuracy. And also under the overexposure, we also have a best performance compared with other kind of fusion model, high efficiency. As demonstration, we use this one for this kind of human machine interface. We have a 10 different kind of hand gesture to really tell you different kind of function. Turn left, turn right, or it's kind of grid and so on. So this is something different kind of feature can tell different function there. And then you can see under this kind of a normal condition, okay? Only use normal, whatever. Here, maybe I just use a visual without stream. And you can see, although the robotics can go, but I can have this problem about this kind of issue about this kind of didn't follow our guideline. This means they do wrong direction. And then, in our case, we have 2 BSV model. In this case, then case, you can do fast. You have time limitation. Now you can see this one can switch back. Now it's kind of right way. Already it can work well. Okay, so this sample one, we do it in this kind of PLC model, can control robotics working and so on. And not only in this kind of normal condition, and also in this kind of dark condition. For example, for illuminance, about only 10 lux. You can see for this case, it's very dark background. And then use normal vision model or only one single control, you can let it go in long direction. I cannot control this one anymore. But use our device. You can see now this is something one use our BSV model, the biospheric learning architecture. This one can really work as we control well. So this something one is kind of in early development at this moment. And then we try to really incorporate other kind of functional device, make one chip at this moment. Okay, in overall, I would say our model, learning architecture model, plus this kind of visual information with this kind of skin-like sensor information together to solve the best performance accuracy as possible under different kind of lighting information. In short, future, still a lot of work we need done. From material science, from device manufacturing, from flexible device integration, even career science. So something one, we still have a lot of challenges. So in fact, we outline a lot of this kind of challenge in this two paper, review paper in advanced materials. If people are interested, you can refer to these two papers. We really summarize this latest development, how it can really link with the cyber with the physical device, and how we can really do this kind of artificial skin perception for future. We strongly believe this kind of development will help for this kind of smart manufacturing, medical treatment, processes, even for human augmentation and so on. So this is something with huge potential there. So I believe a lot of people watch this movie already. Alita, to Angel. This is something in the last February. So let's talk about one American cyberpunk kind of girl there. But I think personally, I did not mean I like this movie. I like what's inside this one. You can see for this movie. So this movie talk about a lot of sensors there. Okay, like the position sensor to measure the movement. And also, this is another sensor to detect the pressure, the force, which can limit this kind of body damage. Another one, this one also even cool, infrared signal to monitor heart rate. So this something one, I would say, give us a lot of insight how to develop our future, this kind of smart sensor device. But I would say, really, I think the world is still in front of us. With this kind of smart sensor development, we can sense the world, perceive the future, and also we create endless possibility for the sensor development. Especially, we can really provide our more strong, solid support for our Industry 4.0. We contribute to the community as a scientist. Finally, I really appreciate thanks for my students and also research staff. In the last 10 years as an independent PI, I really learned a lot from my students. They work very hard and also smart. And of course, I'm also looking forward to new people to join us. If anyone interested in doing a PhD regarding your area, I'm not only looking for the PhD in material science, I also look for PhD in other fields to really coming together to build, I would say, bright future. Finally, also I have thanks for funding agency. They really enable us really, to really explore our research idea and also have a more high student, right? And also I really appreciate my collaborators. I mean, last years, they really give me a lot of support. We work on a lot. And then finally, thanks for attention. Stay healthy, stay connected, especially at this harder time. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Xiaodong. Really great talk. Yeah, I think now we have a lot of questions now. Yeah, so first question for you. Yeah, Xiaodong will go to the question part. The first question is a very nice talk. This was maybe for the, the nanoparticles. For the gold nanoparticles with the PDMS film, how about the working temperature? Maybe means about the temperature range and how thin it can be.
I stopped the share screen. I cannot see the questions now.
Oh, really? So, can you listen to
I didn't go to the share screen, right?
Yeah. You close that one? Yeah. Okay.
I closed already.
Yeah. So you come over see that where this is a question about the golden nanoparticle with polymer with PDMS.
I cannot see the questions now. The question is very small.
Oh, really? Yeah. Can you just click on the that screen? Yeah. So you can get enlarge of that one. Yeah. Yeah. Click on my screen. Yeah.
No, I can kind of work it myself.
You see that? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hey, here we go. Yeah. For the nanoparticles, golden nanoparticles with PDMS, how about the working temperature and how thin it can be? Since that's maybe important.
Oh, that's a good question. In fact, for the working temperature in a chamber, okay, because we in a vacuum chamber we must melt the gold materials into the gas. So let's case it'd be 1,000 degrees, right? I mean, of course, once the evaporator reaches this kind of the PDMS surface, the temperature is only about 100 degrees. This is something we do a calculation already. So this is something that enable this kind of encapsulated layer. And then housing can go to this kind of, I would say, can go to less about 1 micrometer. It's something we try because we have a technology can really build this kind of very thin PDMS films. Yeah.
Okay, very good. The second question is Professor Chen, thanks for your exciting talk. Where inspirations about Sensor 4.0? For sure, it is very important for AI and other smart systems, but without a powerful actuator, it couldn't be as smart as it should be. Can you comment on this?
Yeah, definitely, I agree on this. You need this kind of actuators because especially now a lot of people talk about soft robotics, right? Soft robotics is not only about your sensor, it also has much action. So action is always related to these actuators. I would say I totally 100% agree on this one. Yeah. But of course, we need more people work together. For myself, sensor itself give me a lot of headache already. Right? I mean, I can already drive too many directions. Then,
but I think the question should be, for the future, sensors and the actuators should be working together to make the smart system.
Exactly.
Yeah, possibly it is this way. Yeah. Okay. The third one is Professor Chen, amazing talk and wonderful talk. I'm a doctor, especially for the skin disease. Do you think about the collaboration with hospital of the skin, which will benefit the patients a lot? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, it's really, really helpful. In fact, for my groups, we're also working with the doctors from different fields, not only in the skin, also in heart disease and so on. Like for skin parts, we're also working together now with more how use our this kind of skin-like device to solve issue about eczema, because this is something I would say is very important, especially in Singapore. A lot of kids have issue about eczema, so that's something we are trying to solve problems. But of course, not only about eczema. For example, last week we got mentioned already, right? Different kind of skin, this kind of interface device can really give you early this kind of diagnostics of your maybe for kidney function issues, and also whether from the threat detection itself can tell you the problem of your, for example, diabetes, right? Because now the diabetes diagnosis always this kind of get a blood. No one will get a blood daily, right? So that's why e-skin device, I would say, really provide possibility for early diagnostics and also for this kind of not only the skin-related device, also other kind of diseases.
Okay, here I come up questions for you. In Chinese, the medicines or the doctors, they normally, check the skin, the colors or different things. They can tell what kind of disease you have in which part. So maybe your sensor, like your skin like sensor, later can do something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good comment. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. That's plenty of room we can do, Yeah. So next question is, Xiaodong, for the skin-like devices, it can take mass data from different, part of the skin and different condition. If we want to use this data, it need calibration. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. It's right. This, I would say, the challenge of this at this moment for this kind of skin device, we need to do calibration because the device to device is have variation. So I would say that's why I just mentioned already in the first part. From lab to fab translation, we need a standard. Without standard, industry will not accept it. The same case is challenge for our skin-like device. You want to make this kind of game changer technology really can be developed, can be used in our daily life. Then this will be the challenge. This is also a call for material scientists to do. Yeah, I know sometimes this is something hard job, cannot publish paper. But I would say this is the big challenge. If do not solve this kind of problem, the technology will not go to the market. But we are really trying to solve this problem.
Yeah, that's a really important part for the commercialization. If we want to put all these sensors into the market, we need to get the calibration, the standards, all these kind of issues settled down. Then it can be accepted by the market. Yeah. Okay, great. The last question is related to, for me, because I have a question here. I try to ask you, in the last part you mentioned for the Alita. Actually, I love that movie very much. I gave a lecture, on Alita. I think that's a future. Because the future artificial intelligence is not just robots. It's like Alita was a cyber system, as a hybrid with electronics and BIOS. So there comes a lot of problem for the interface. Yeah.
Yes.
So can you give some comments or perspective for in the future? If we want to this direction, what kind of big issues for the interface we should work on?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a very big question. But I would say this is something I would say we need to transform our current education. I would say this is a big challenge because at this moment, all this kind of education, engineering, even engineering itself, you have materials engineering, you have electrical engineering, you have mechanical engineering. And during this kind of curriculum development, people always express in one field. Yeah. And then you will see for this kind of Alita development, it's not only one field, it's from materials, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, bioengineering, data science, even furthermore, right? I mean, even design. Well, it's design also in part of that also. So that's why I would say the most challenge is education. How we can educate our students with capability to really address one questions, but also have open mind to work with different people. So that's why I always call it, it's not only interdisciplinary, it's transdisciplinary. Must bring your work together as one team to solve one problem. Like Alita, it's not materials question, it's not electrical engineering question.
Yes.
It's all questions, not only engineering, also science, also design, and also your thinking. Okay, your thinking also is going to challenge you. So that's why it's really kind of challenging for a whole system. How can we educate our students not only for today, but also for tomorrow, to enable them, make sure they will be better than us.
Okay, great. I like the word not interdisciplinary, it's transdisciplinary. Everyone have to open the mind to accept, all kind of different ideas, different technology, different science. Not just say, this field, my topic is the best. To solve the problem, no matter what kind of technology you use, it just solves the problem, right? Yeah, later you get the result, you got one Alita there. That's more important than anything else. Yeah, if you want really to build a Alita like Alice, oh my God, that's plenty of jobs to do. Alice now is a bio one, right? Yeah, Alita is, combine all this together. So Xiaodong, really great jobs. So yeah, we have a certification for you. Yeah, as ICANX talks always, Yeah, thanks for your high tech to connect the world and the universe and to build this stage more shining. I think, your talk for this sensor 4.4 is really the future, for the field. And we will attract more and more people to jump in to work in this. Xiaodong, that's for you. This was the electrical version. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, good. Yeah, so now came to our dialogue part. Today we will talk about smart system, 4.0. So from electronic skin to the healthy monitoring. So we have the guest Xiaodong, City Lim, and we go. All of you can turn on the camera. Now we get on the stage. Yeah. So are you there already? Yeah, so cool. Actually, yeah, okay, great. We got everyone here. So yeah, Xiaodong already gave a talk for the Smart System 4.0. I think, it's really related to last week Wei Gao's talk because we was talking about sweat sensors. Now a sweat is from skin, right? Yeah. So Wei, did you have some comments for Xiaodong's talk? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to say it's a really wonderful talk, and I can see very different field get involved from brain research and later on machine learning. I think material science, chemistry, really wonderful. I can see how e-skin has bright future, especially when we talk about Alita. I think this type of smart e-skin will play a crucial role in future. No matter how, not only healthcare, also robotics. Right?
Yeah. So it's great. The city, we have you here. Yeah, you done a lot of job for the healthy monitoring. You also collaborate with Xiaodong a lot in last 10 years. You guys are partners, colleagues. I can say that, right? CTU and NTU, always, together, right? Yeah. So yeah, CD. Yeah. Can you tell us something about your collaboration with Xiaodong?
Right. Yeah. So when first Xiaodong first came to Singapore, I think we met when he came to visit our lab. I think that was one of the tours that he has to make. And when he was actually deciding whether to join NUS and NTU, unfortunately he joined NTU. but I think it was, but he did very well. I must say that Xiaodong is really one of the, the writing star. I think he's already there. He did many good work in, flexible electronics and e-skin. And certainly, I also have a very good working relationship with him. I mean, we work quite closely with each other, not only in the area of flexible electronics, but also in the area of mechanobiology as well. So it has actually led to a very fruitful, I think, 10 publications so far, just working with him.
Wow. That's very good to know that you are neighborhood, two top scientists, two top universities, partners, and not competitor. Normally they think that this was close, should be competitor, not partners. Now you guys are partners. That's very great. So CT, I heard that you done a lot of job for microfluidic and you set up many company, right? Is that right?
Right.
You are billionaires, right? You are billionaires?
No. I set up 6 spin-off companies, and most of them are actually commercializing technologies that were developed in our lab.
Okay. Actually, this was Wei told me you are billionaires because you set up 6 companies or more than that, right? Wei admire you very much, Yeah. So how can you come to the idea, as a professor to set up a company, to go through the commercialization?
Right, yeah. So I guess when I first started my research, I was always very interested in seeing how it can be applied for use and how it can benefit the society. And so, when we started developing technologies, I always think about, whether it's going to be something that can help to solve a very important problem. Be it in the healthcare or in the areas of climate or water and so on. Of course, in my area, we are closely working in the area of healthcare. And if we think that this particular technology actually helps to solve a very important problem, then I'm more inclined to see if it's commercializable. So I'll go through the process and look at the technology itself to see whether if it helps to solve an important problem, is a technology novel and innovative. So is it also patentable, protectable? And it is, if it is, then the next stage is it scalable? Can we actually be able to fabricate or manufacture it in large quantities so that we can actually be able to bring it to the masses for them to use? And so these are some of the top process I go through if I have a technology which I think is commercializable and help to solve an important problem. And of course, there are also other things that we need to look into. For example, if we think it's commercializable, are we going to license it to another company to commercialize it, or am I going to set up my own company, a startup company, to actually commercialize it? If it is, then I also have to see if I can raise enough money to start the new company. Then the next question is, do I have also the talent, the people to come and run the company? So these are all questions I'll ask myself, when I decided that the technology is useful, and how do I go about commercializing it?
Yeah. Now you're already a big demo for, many of the young generations. They think, CT does such a good job, in research, academic also, do very good in the commercialization, got some, even go to the hospital. That's very good. I think we will get some idea here, right? Yeah. When you told me there's 6 companies, yeah. Yeah. How about your technology? I think, after last week, Friday, your talk, many people was talk about this when sensor can go to the market. Yeah, many, especially the people with this is, they really want this one. So do you have any idea to push this to the market?
I think one of the major reasons we focus on wearable sensor, especially for sweat test, we think, as I mentioned in my talk last week also, there is a major gap right now. If you look at a commercial available health monitor, right, they cannot do much chemical sensing. But our healthcare in the future, our personalized medicine really need the device that can monitor our health, not only from vital sign point of view, also from chemical molecule point of view. And that's why we chose this topic. We try to fill the gap. And as also City said, we try to solve the real problem. And when we really pick the project under this big topic, we really try to talk with the clinician. We see what is the real clinical need in this field. And then we identify the problem, we work together. And of course, our work also received tremendous interest from industry. Nearly every week, I can get a lot of email about from VC, from startup, from a giant tech company, inquiries or potential collaborations, how to commercialize the technology. I think it's a real emerging field, and as also Xiaodong mentioned, it will need basically require a cross-disciplinary collaboration and need people work together from material science point of view, from electrical engineering, from machine learning, and from medicine, clinical medicine. And I do believe that field, actually today's topic is really electronic skin and wearable sensing. I do believe this field, I think it will have a huge impact. But this huge impact will also need to come from commercialization. I think we are also very interested to commercializing the technology, really transform the technology into a product that can benefit the consumers of human care.
Okay, very good. Now you have a good, friends. With CT was your good friends, right? Yeah, he can give you a lot of good resource for, yeah, he even can invent, to your company, right? Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So Xiaodong, yeah, for, you gave a really good talk. I have a lot of, sensing here. As we just mentioned, now most of the smart skin, yeah, the electric skin is working on the physical, yeah, the parameters, not for the chemical, this sensor. Even, don't touch for taste or something, these sensors. So did you have any ideas in the future for if we really move to, smart system 4.0 or sensor 4.0, how to, get integrated these physical parameters, chemical, bio, and the different, parameters together?
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. In fact, this is something wow. So the future of this kind of wearable device, and as you mentioned by we already, in fact, we did a lot of work on this kind of chemical sensing, especially for this kind of the threat chemical analysis. I would say this is something one is kind of emerging field. And for the physical management, it's a lot of data device can be do already, but chemical sensor, especially for this kind of variable stretchable chemical sensor, still a kind of bottleneck. I know we did a lot of work. In fact, I'm leading a program in Singapore now, so we call it cyber physical chemical interface. Exactly, it's linking the cyber data with the chemical and the physical data together, all in one. So this is something one is kind of we start about 2 years ago already for this program. We are looking forward some new development coming out. And I would say in this field, there's a lot of challenges. This is something one we need to stay connected, talk to each other, especially for this ICANX talks, right? Something one kind of platform for product us for more communication to really get to know the latest development. Yeah. So this is something I would say is very important. We are doing now this one. Of course, I'm also looking for more potentially collaboration, with CTV and so on, can really push on this direction.
Okay, really good. Great to know that you already have such a big project working on this. That's very important for everyone, who knows these directions, can go ahead. Now, I think, just like in the questions, we mentioned that now still many people was focus on their own, narrow field. Yeah, didn't, open the eyes, open the mind to others. We need more people to see that. We need more people to join this field. Okay, yeah, so now go to this. For the smart system like 4.0, I really like a later part, yeah. We go to the end of the dialogue. I think, I give you guys each one, 1 minute to get some perspective for if we want to make a real later. Yeah, what kind of contribution you can make? Okay, who goes first? Wait, maybe you go the first. We want to build a real later. Yeah.
Yeah, as everyone said, this field, I think Xiaodong also emphasized, this field is really not one group or one person can really do. And we want to contribute. And based on our expertise, I would imagine we will try to build the sensors that can really recognize the chemical markers. Because for human being, we not only sense touch, sense temperature, our tone, and our nose can really test things. And actually, we want to build more functions than normal health human being. It's right integrated medical devices, chemical sensors, onto Alita, also make it more powerful than, in case of sensing capability, than our human body.
I think you can make the Alita as this is free, never get to you. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Xiaodong, yeah. Did you have any ideas? Yeah, you already done so many works.
Very tough question. Very tough question. Yeah, my feeling is not about the fabricate this kind of Alita like this kind of device. I would say most important is about thinking. You must change your thinking first. You cannot always use this kind of traditional thinking. Then how do you develop this kind of innovative or this kind of transformative idea? So that's why I think the first one you need to change your thinking. The second important is you need to identify right question. In fact, just now CT and we mentioned a lot already. You must identify right questions and also set your target. In fact, I talk a lot with my students. You join my group for paper. Sorry, you are come too long group.
But you really, publish a lot of good paper.
But the question is, all papers come to years of work from my students. Yeah, sure. It's not just 1 year come out. And then I would say importance we identify right questions and then to really think beyond. It means I always tell my students, do not stay at your comfortable zone. You must challenge yourself. Like, I even also keep challenging myself. In fact, my background is from chemistry. I was education and chemistry, and then biochemistry. Now at the end, when I go to the faculty job, I say I want to do the material science related because I want to be more applied. So that's why I have to be professor in this kind of material science. And now today, you see, the one we are doing is much beyond the material science. So that's why I would say you are must willing to take the challenge and then break your comfortable zone, and then you can really do something beyond what you can think before already. So this is something what I would say is kind of important rather than, oh, I want to build this kind of device. Make a thinking change first.
Okay, great. That's go really good directions to define the right questions. Then you can find good strategy. So CT, yeah, any ideas? You have a company for build Alita already?
Well, actually, instead of Alita, actually I was looking at the movie Terminator. And Terminator itself, is as a robot, but actually, if you look at the skin, it's actually human skin. And if we can develop, the challenge is how to actually marry biology with non-living materials. And if we can actually be able to do that, create not just artificial skin, but real skin that can last for a long time. For example, in the movie Terminator, then I think that kind of skin actually can help a lot of patients who may be suffering from certain skin diseases or who suffer from very bad burns. I think such technology will be very interesting. In fact, I think why I'm interested in this is also because I've been working also in the area of skin mechanobiology for quite a number of years. And I've been trying to see if we can actually be able to marry these two. One is real skin together with artificial materials, and see if we can actually be able to let this real skin be able to continue to grow on someone else injured area like burn skin, and be able to help them not only be able to patch up the wound area, but also be able to enable them to sense again. So that's something I'm quite interested in.
Okay, that's really good. As a lady, I really like your ideas, because later if we can put the artificial, skins on my skin, yeah, that will be more fun. Yeah, not only make me look beautiful, looks better, but also can make more functions. I like that. I really, counting on your technology. Okay, counting on your company. Yeah, we need that product. Okay, yeah, today is a really great, dialogue. We go, talk about the, technology beyond. We talk about the, our market, the commercializations. Thank you, all of you. I think we need to move on to the next session. Yeah, now you here is for your great friend, CT Lim. It's your time to introduce CT. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, so now it's your job.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's my real great pleasure to introduce Professor Xiaodong Lim. Actually, as you heard, like Professor Lin right now is